Hi, Kenny Williams. Hi, Susie Williams. Miss you guys. Hi, Jake and Emma. Hi, everyone else in Mississippi. Kenny asked me to recite a few of Robert Burns' poems for you for Burns Night. Robert Burns is the national poet of Scotland. He lived in the second half of the 18th century. He was the son of a farmer, and he was a very prolific poet, wrote many hundreds of poems, and is much loved in Scotland. And 25th of January is his birthday, so a lot of Scots people celebrate it by eating haggis, drinking whiskey, and reciting his poems, preferably dressed in kilts. First poem is called Address to the Haggis. It's traditionally read at the beginning of a Burns Night, and this is why haggis is eaten on a Burns Night. And usually you have a piper bringing in the haggis on a big platter, and there's a piece in the poem where you stab the haggis and it sort of spews open, and it's quite a dramatic moment. A haggis, for those of you who don't know, is a lamb and oatmeal sausage, generally made in a sheep's stomach. It's actually quite good, but unfortunately the US FDA deems it unfit for human consumption, so you guys are having to make do with Louisiana blood sausage, I guess. Address to a haggis. Fair fa your honest sonsy face, great chieftain o' the puddin' race. Aboon them all you take your place, painch, tripe, or thairm. Welly you worthy o' a grace as long's my arm. The groaning trencher there you fill, your hurdies like a distant hill. Your pin would help to mend a mill in time of need, while through your pores the dews distill like amber bead. His knife see rustic labour dight, and cut you up wi' ready sleight, trenching your gushing entrails bright like any ditch. And then, oh, what a glorious sight, warm, reeking, rich. Then horn for horn they stretch and strive, de'll take the hindmost, on they drive, till all their well-swelled kites belive are bent like drums. Then old Goodman mayst like to rive, bethank it hums. Is there that o'er his French ragout, or olio that would stow a sow, or fricassee would made her spew with perfect scunner, looks down with sneering, scornful view on such a dinner? Poor devil see him over his trash, as feckless as a withered rash, his spindle shank a good whiplash, his kneve a knit. Through bloody flood or field to dash, oh how unfit. But mark the rustic haggis fed, the trembling earth resounds his tread. Clapping his wally kneve a blade, he'll make it whistle, and legs and arms and hands will sned like tops of thistle. Ye powers who make mankind your care, and dish them out their bill of fare, old Scotland wants nae skinking ware that jobs and luggies. But if you wish her grateful prayer, gear a haggis. Next one's called A Red, Red Rose. It's short and sweet and fairly easy to follow, probably the easiest of the four of them. A Red, Red Rose. Oh, my love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love is like the melody that's sweetly played in tune. So fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gang dry. Till all the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun. I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. And fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well a while. I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 mile. Next poem's called To a Mouse. It's one of my favourites. It's about a farmer who's ploughing his field in the beginning of winter, and his plough runs through a field mouse's den. And then he sort of laments the situation of the mouse. Has a favourite line about all the best laid plans of mice and men going aft ugly. To a Mouse. On turning up in her nest with the plough, November 1785. Wee sleekit cowrin timorous beastie, oh what a panic's in thy breastie. Thou needna start away sae hasty with bickering brattle. I would be loath to run and chase thee with murdering pattle. I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union, and justifies that ill opinion which makes thee startle at me, thy poor earth-born companion and fellow mortal. I doubt not, whiles but thou may thieve, what then, poor beastie, thou man live? A day my knickers in a thrave's a small request, I'll get a blessing with the lave and never miss it. Thy wee bit housey too, in ruin, it's silly was the winds are strewing, and nothing now to big a new one of foggage green, and bleak December winds ensuing both snell and keen. Thou saw the fields laid bare and waste, and weary winter coming fast, and cozy here beneath the blast thou thought to dwell, till crash the cruel coulter passed out through thy cell. That wee bit heap o' leaves and stibble has cost thee many a weary nibble. Now thou's turned out for all thy trouble, but house or hold, to thole the winter's sleety dribble and cranach cold. Mousie, thou art no thy lane, in proving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes o' mice and men gang aft ugly, and leest naught but grief and pain for promised joy. Still thou art blessed compared with me, the present only toucheth thee, but och, I backward cast my eye on prospects drear, and forward though I canna see, I guess and fear. Final one's called A Man's a Man for All That. Is there for honest poverty that hangs his head and all that? The coward slave, we pass him by, we dare be poor for all that. For all that and all that, our toils obscure and all that. The rank is but the guinea's stamp, the man's the good for all that. What though on hamely fare we dine, wear hodden grey and all that? Gie fools their silks and knaves their wine, a man's a man for all that. For all that and all that, their tinsel show and all that, the honest man, though e'er sae poor, is king o' men for all that. Ye see yon birkie called a lord, who struts and stares and all that, though hundreds worship at his word, he's but a coof for all that. For all that and all that, his ribbon star and all that, the man o' independent mind, he looks and laughs at all that. A prince can make a belted knight, a marquis duke and all that, but an honest man's upon his might, good faith, he money for that. For all that and all that, their dignities and all that, the pith of sense and pride of worth, a higher rank than all that. Then let us pray that come it may, and come it will for all that sense and worth o'er all the earth shall bear the gree and all that. For all that and all that, it's coming yet for all that man to man, the world over, shall brothers be for all that. Cheers everybody, have a good night.